Today we are going to learn about proportion. So what is proportion, how to solve questions on proportion, we are going to learn that. Okay, so what is proportion? Two ratios are equal, they are in proportion. So if you have two ratios, okay, and if you simplify them and if you get the same answer, then they are in proportion. Let's understand this with the help of an example. There are two ways, okay, how to find if they are in proportion or not. First one, there is a formula, product of extreme is equal to product of mean or middle term, and the second one is ratio in the simplest form. So I'll explain you both the ways how to find if something is in proportion or not. Let's take example and let's understand. For example, if we have 150 liters and 100 liters, okay, let's say it's kerosene. So 150 liters of kerosene and 100 liters of kerosene. Let's take the ratio of 150 to that of 100. Let's simplify this or reduce it to its lowest term. So it will be 150 upon 100. Let's cancel the zeros. Let's take a number which can divide both of them, that's 5. So 5 2s are 5 3s are. So the ratio over here is 3 by 2 or 3 is to 2. Now let's come on this side, that is 135 kg and 90 kg. Let's assume that the 150 liters weigh 135 kg and 100 liters of kerosene weighs 90 kg. So let's take the ratio of their weights now. So it's simply 135 upon 90 because 135 is to 90. So a number which can divide both of them, and the HCF of 135 and 90 is 45. If you don't know how to find the HCF, I've already made a video on HCF. There are many ways to find HCF. Please refer to that video. So when you divide, you will get 45 3s is 135, 45 2s is 90. So you're again getting 3 by 2. So here we got 3 by 2 as the ratio. Over here also we got the same ratio, that is 3 by 2. Over here 3 by 2. Both the ratios are equal. So whenever you have two ratios which are equal, okay, they are said to be in proportion. So how do you write that? So 150 is to 100 is as, the four dots over here mean is as, okay, is as 135 is to 90. This simply means 150 is to 100 is equal to 135 is to 90. So you take the ratio of this, you take the ratio of this, they will be equal. Such a quantity or ratios are known as proportion. Okay, you say they are in proportion if the ratios are equal. So let's solve few more questions and it will be clear. Okay, check whether the ratios are in proportion or not. Okay, so there are two ratios. Okay, four numbers, two ratios. Let's take the first ratio, that is 51 is to 68, that will be 51 upon 68. The second ratio is 85 upon 102. Okay, now how are you going to solve? By which number can we divide them, like 51 and 68? 17 by 17, right? Because 17 is the HCF of 51 and 68. So let's divide 51 by 17. You have to divide it by both, like numerator and denominator. When you divide, you will get 3s and 4s. So the ratio here is 3 is to 4. Okay, for the simplest form of the first two ratio. Okay, the second ratio is 85 is to 102. Which number can I take? What is the HCF of 85 and 102? So it is again 17, because 17 is such a number which can divide both of them, and it's the maximum number, okay, highest number. That's HCF. So when you divide, 85 divided by 17 gives you 5, and this is 6. So here the ratio is 5 is to 6. The ratio here and on this side, they are different. That means the given two ratios are not in proportion. So when they are not in proportion, you can write simply like this: 51 is to 68 is not equal to 85 is to 102. that means they are not in proportion. This is the first way of finding out whether it's in proportion or no. Okay, there's a second way also. I'll show you that. That's using the formula. The next question, a similar type of question. There are four numbers given. Okay, we have to check whether they are in proportion or no. So whenever we get four numbers, make a pair, like, okay, the first two number and the third and the fourth number. Let's take the first two numbers. Okay, 16 is to 28. I need to check the ratio in the simplest form for this, and the next pair is 4 is to 7. So if I do this, that is 16 upon 28, the HCF is 4. You can take any other number, but you try to take HCF because in one step you'll get your answer. 16 divided by 4 is 4 upon 28 divided by 4 is 7. See, 4 upon 7 is already in the simplest form. So if you notice, both of them are equal. Okay, they are equal. So 16 is to 28 is as 4 is to 7. They are in proportion. They are in proportion. Okay, so let's solve one more question. I'll solve this using a formula now. So this was using the simplest method. You take the ratio, you find the simplest form. Okay, now let's check whether the given numbers, okay, there are four numbers, and let me tell you, this first number is known as the first term, this is known as the second term, similarly this is your third term, and this is your fourth term. Okay, these are all terms. Now there is a formula to check whether they are in proportion or no. The formula is product of extremes is equal to product of means or middle term. Let me explain what are extremes and what are middle terms and means. So the numbers over here which are at the extreme, that is this 20 and this 6, they are known as extremes because they are at the extreme end, left and right. And the numbers which are in the center, that is this 18 and 5, they are known as means or middle terms. Okay, so now let's apply this formula. And check whether, and if you get the answer same, like product of extreme is equal to product of means, then they are in proportion. So let's take first the product of extremes. So extremes are what? 20 and 6. So 20 into 6. So 20 into 6 is what? 120. Okay. Product of means is 18 into 5. So let's do that. 18 into 5. What is 18 fives are? You just calculate this. 18 into 5, 8 5 are 40, 0 90, you will get the answer. 5 1 the 5, 90. So you get 90 as your answer here. Are they equal? Is product of extreme is equal to product of means? No. That's why 20 is to 18 is not equal to 5 is to 6. Let's verify this using the first method that we have learned, that is by taking the ratio in the simplest form. So it is very simple. You take the first two ratios, that is 20 is to 18. Let's simplify it. A number which can divide both of them, let's divide by 2. Okay, so you'll get 10 upon 9. I cannot do anything to this number, it's already in the simplest form now. The next ratio is 5 is to 6, that is 5 by 6. I cannot do anything to this because it's already in the simplest form. I cannot reduce it or divide by any number. If you notice, both the ratios are not equal. Okay, so that means 20 is to 18, okay, is not equal to 5 is to 6. That means they are not in proportion. So there are two ways. First, you take the ratio of the first two numbers, you take the ratio of the third and the fourth number. If they are equal, okay, after reducing, if you get equal, they are in proportion. If not, then they are not in proportion. The second method is using the formula. Product of extremes is equal to product of means. Means is nothing but the second term and the third term product, and extreme is nothing but the first term and the fourth term product. If you get both the answers equal, they are in proportion. If you don't get the answer equal, that means they are not in proportion. Let's see one more example and you'll understand better. Now, let's see a type of example, okay? The first, the third and the fourth term of proportion are 18, 27 and 36 respectively. Find the second term. They have said they are in proportion. See, whenever they are in proportion, you use the formula that is product of extreme is equal to product of means. First of all, we have to find the second term, okay? Second term. So let's use the formula that is product. So whenever you get that whenever they mention they are in proportion, use this formula. So you can find the unknown term, okay, by using the formula. So product of extremes is equal to product of middle term or means, okay. Okay, let me write that down. So first term is given to us, that is 18, okay, is 2. Second term we don't know, so let it be x. Because they are in proportion, I'm putting this 4 dots, that is as. The third term they have given as 27 and the fourth term is 36. Now let's find the second term, okay? This is my second term, your x. So let's use the formula. So the formula says product of extremes, that is 18 and 36. So 18 into 36 will be equal to product of means, that is the middle term, that is x into 27. Correct? Now I want to find x. I'll take 27 on that side, so that will be 18 into 36 divided by, see, multiplication is converted to division, is equal to x. Now let's divide this by the number 9. 9 3s is 27, 9 4s is 36, 3 1s and 3 6s. The number that is remaining on numerator side is 6 into 4, that is 24, is equal to x. So your second term is 24. So this is how you can find any term. For example, they can give you first term, second term, third term will be missing, fourth term will be given, and they will mention they are in proportion. So use this formula to get your unknown or the unknown term, okay, like any unknown term. There is one more method to find the unknown term that I'll explain in the next example. So this is a simple method, that is use the formula product of extreme is equal to product of middle term or means, okay, and use this formula to get your answer. Let's solve one more question with a different formula, okay. Any formula you can use, whichever you understand, whichever feel it's easy, you can use that. So let's find the answer for this question. See, the first term is given to us, that is 36. Second term is given to us, 81. Third term is missing and the fourth term is already given. So we will use the same formula. Always try to write the formulas, okay. Product of extreme is equal to product of mean. So over here I'll solve with the second formula also, but let's follow the first formula now. So extreme is what? 36 and 63. So 36 into 63 is equal to x. The middle term is what? 81 and x, that's the third and the second term. X into 81 or 81 into x, does not matter because it's multiplication. Take this 81 that side. So 36 into 63 upon 81 is equal to x. 9 nines is 81, 9 sevens is 63, 9 ones are 9 fours are. What's remaining is 4 into 7, that is 28, is equal to x. So 28 is nothing but your third term. I hope this is clear. Now I'll show you one more way. It's not one more way, the same thing, but with a different way, okay. So if I want to solve this question, okay, I want to find x. So what I can do is I'll just simplify this. So this is 36 is to 81, that means 36 is to mean division upon 81. This 4 dots, that means they are equal. This is what it means, right? Because proportion means what? They are equal, so I'll write equal. So x is to 63 is nothing but x upon 63. Now it's very simple, you do cross multiplication and find your answer. So how do you do cross multiplication? 36 into 63 is equal to x into 81. If you notice, this step over here and this step over here are both the same thing. So the formula is derived from this only, okay. The product of extreme is equal to product of mean. So now it is 36 into 63 upon 81 is equal to x. You do the calculation, you get 28 as your answer. So you can find the unknown term by using these two methods. This is your first method. This is your second method. Any method you follow, whichever is easy, you can do that. So let's solve one more question. The same type of question, okay. Find the x. I'll just use the cross multiplication method. So 45, okay. It is 2x, so here x has to be there, okay. 45 is to x means upon x is equal to 25 upon 35. Let's do cross multiplication and let's get our answer. So it's 45 into 35 is equal to x into 25. I want to find x, so take this 25 that side. So 45 into 35 upon 25 is equal to x. Now let's cancel out things whatever we can, okay. So if you cancel, let's take 5. 5 5s are 5 9s are 5 1s are 5 7s are. What is remaining in the numerator is 9 7s are 9 7s are 63. 63 is your answer, and that is our second term, okay. Second term. So it's a simple way to find proportion. Proportions are very simple. If they are told that they are in proportion, just use the formula and you can get your answer. So now let's solve one word problem which you can get on proportion. So see, this is the ratio of length and breadth of a rectangle. So this is a rectangle, okay. A rectangle has two sides, opposite sides equal. So this is your length and this will be your breadth. Now the ratio is given, that is 9:5, okay. So length and breadth of rectangle, so 9 represents your length, okay, and this is your breadth. So whatever word comes first, that is the ratio. First number in your ratio is that one, so length comes first, so 9 is representing length and its breadth is 60 meters, okay. There are many ways to solve, but I'll just use one simple way to solve, that is, see, it is all related to your rectangle only, right? So 9:5, so 9:5 is nothing but 9 by 5. See, the first on top is length and denominator is breadth, okay. So it's on the same thing. So they have mentioned if its breadth is 60 meters, breadth is the denominator part, so write 60 over here. We don't know its length, that's why we did it equal, because see, 5 is representing the same thing, 5 and 60 are the same thing, okay. So now let's use the cross multiplication method and find the answer. So it's 9 into 60, because we'll cross multiply like this, is equal to 5 into x. Take this 5 that side, so 9 into 60 upon 5 is equal to x. 5 1s are 5 12s are. So when you multiply 12 9s are, you will get 108 as your answer. That is in meters, okay. I'll just this is in meters, so you write the units properly, okay. So it's meters is equal to x. So your length is 108 meters and this is your 60 meters. This is one way of solving this. I'll show you one more way of solving this question using same proportion. So it's 9:5, okay. They are in proportion, okay, because they are talking about the same thing. See, the first one was for length, so the next number that comes over has to be for length, okay. And this is x, because I don't know that, is 2. The second one over here was for, see, this is for length, this is for breadth. Similarly in this ratio also, this will be for length, and the next one what I write is breadth, that is 60, okay. This is breadth. Always the pattern has to be same, length breadth. You can write breadth first is to length. So let's use the formula, that is product of extreme, okay. That is 9 into 60, okay, is equal to x into 5, because that's the middle term, these are the middle terms. Let's take it that side, it's the same thing, 9 into 60 upon 5 is equal to x. This is in 12s are, and you will get 108 meters as your breadth. So what I found is over here length, sorry, length, it's length. I hope this was clear. This is all for proportion. There are a few questions I'm putting on your screen. Let me know the answer in the comment section. The first one is find the value of x. In x, 92 is as 87, so the first term you have to find, okay. Over here use the formula, whichever method you want to find. Check whether they are in proportion. There are two ways to find whether they are in proportion or no. Take the product of extreme and is equal to product of means. If you get the same answer, then they are in proportion. The last question, you need to find the second term. If you like the video, like, subscribe and share.